I really don't have anything that I've written down. I mean, we're working to get everything in place. We have Odyssey Wear training coming this week. We've been getting school tool training in the different component areas. We have a group of teachers that are gonna train, turnkey training on school tools to other people. We've got that set up.
Is the building ready?
We've been putting out, printing out faculty handbooks, student handbooks, that all just started today, that's all finalized, so, you know, we're kind of on the short run of having everything ready by next week. So we've made the move into the office, so we are getting one joined office with our secretary pool working, and, you know, things are in a time of flex, and it seems to be working its way through with a little bit of tweaks here and there, and a little bit of swaps here and there, but it's coming, so.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah.
It's a big change.
Chris, funny you should ask, because tonight we have to take a building tour as part of the board job. He talked about doing it in the summer, but earlier in the summer, and put it off till tonight, so before executive or after, we'll have to walk around just to look at the condition the building is in. I would say that they actually have done an excellent job once again, but they're ahead of schedule and have been able to paint some areas that have not been painted in years. And it's funny, because you walk in, you always think how beautiful it looks here, but when they painted one of the walls white, next to the other one, I was like, wow! I mean, it was just shocking to see how awful, you know, how yellow it was that you hadn't even noticed. But I would say they will be ready, the building will be ready. They really just keep moving and moving. The team is unbelievable, in my opinion, what they get done. A couple of things for the principal at work, myself report. Michelle and I have done the schedule for the first 2 days. I would like to invite any board members that would like to come in on September 4th at 7:45 to come in and have a breakfast treat with us. We'll be honoring employees for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30-year recognition again. Last year Terry helped us with that. She's welcome to do that again if she chooses to get up and join us. September 4th. And it's just a, you know, nice time. If you want to speak, you can. You don't have to. It's just nice to see you here and be recognized and let those teachers know that you're behind them. So we will be sending a letter out to all staff members tomorrow for the opening agendas and what's happening.
You said this is the recognizing anniversary dates?
Oh, yes. But we do that, well, we've done it for the last 2 years, I guess, 2 or 3 years. We just
Quite a few recognized this year?
Excuse me?
Is there quite a few
Yeah.
recognized this year?
Yep, there is.
What is it?
4 or 8 on the 4th. Again, and you did get a copy of this, we got our New York State DOT transportation report. I am very pleased and proud to report we're at 97% passing. The one bus that did not pass was the one that was taken off due to rust. So once again, Frank and Todd deserve a round of applause and major congratulations. I know that last year when I said this, some of the bus drivers were offended. It's truly on the mechanics of the buses. It's on when they come in and they do the inspections, when they do the alignments, the tire checks and all those. So it really does fall under Frank and Todd. But again, I think this is Todd's 3rd or 4th year that's had us above 95%, which has not always been the case. So it's very happy to just present that.
So there were some pretty positive comments in that report.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Are they going to be shared? Will that be shared with everybody up there?
Well, when we did that last year, some people got highly insulted.
I still think we should send it out there, Tom, we think you're doing a good job.
Right, any type of recognition goes a long way.
Good.
You mean to send it to the whole bus drivers as well, or to
Yeah.
Frank and Todd?
All the whole
So just
part.
post it as a group, letting them know this is what happened, this is what, okay.
I mean, it does mention the buses were getting cleaned, right? Bus drivers cleaning buses,
Mhm.
correct?
I thought there was 6 in there, maybe there's some number there at the bottom of that. Was there, on,
There was one, and that driver was spoken to, and had been spoken to several times, and so,
I
but
thought
yes,
the
there was an
records,
unpleasantness.
that was an issue, what was before, health records, bus finders, all those are all checked at the same time?
No, nope, that's totally different. We had that review last year, we probably will not have it for 2 or 3 more years,
Does anybody follow up on those records, so even on years where we aren't gonna get inspected?
not necessarily. They can drop in and visit and surprise you, but not
Who
always.
in the school would be responsible for that?
Frank. the transportation supervisor. I mean, ultimately, I'm over Frank, so it comes down to me also. But Frank is the one that, you know, has to answer for the records, and all the records are kept up there.
Did you ask Frank if he would look those over or something?
Oh, he does, I guarantee you they're in perfect shape.
Okay.
He just got physicals back, so I can guarantee that he went through each one, called the doctor's office on several that had things missing. He's
He
quite,
did blindsided once, we just needed to
Right.
for mistakes.
right.
Have we taken delivery of our new buses yet?
Yes, we had the 3 buses here, we had Patty Ritchie sitting behind the seat of one of them. She came up to visit, so what we have with the 66 passenger, we still have not received the 30 passenger, that was the bus that was totaled back in November. They're still saying that won't be until January.
We're supposed to get that in April.
Yeah, or something. It's on back order still, we will be receiving a loaner supposedly, from the bus company for that. So we're still waiting to get that.
So we're all set on our busing needs.
Yes, for the big buses, correct. Hold on a second.
That's true. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay,
It's for everything.
okay.
Just take it.
So that's, that, also in your packet was the paperwork that talked about the ACTs. I would say that ACTs are underused here at Edwards Knox. It's something I think we need to push more. In the past, 5 years, we've had 15 students take them. One of the things, only from personal experience, for my own son, he got offered numerous merit scholarships based on ACT, he got nothing on his SATs. So I think it's something that we need to look into more. I did put this out just to show you what they look at when a student takes the ACTs is, what is the course load they're taking here at your high school? Are they in, beginning sciences and then integrated science and then work their way up? Or are they starting at, bio, physics, going all the way up through to physics? When they get to college, do they continue on with those harder levels and not? It's fairly evident when you look at that, and you're talking very small numbers. This couple of students who took these tests over the years are probably not students that went on to upper level courses in the maths at all. They did not take college algebra. They didn't meet all 4 of the expectations because they didn't take any of the higher level maths. Some of the sciences were taken, biology obviously because that's an entry course here. But again, it just doesn't look all that complimentary of Edwards Knox. So it is something I think that we need to look at and talk about more and really push parents to have the kids take the ACT. It used to be you had to take the SATs, and some schools wouldn't even accept ACTs. Now you can do whatever. You don't even have to take SATs. You can take just ACTs. So it's something we need to give people more knowledge about.
The guys, we've got to talk to her, see if they can push it there a little more.
Some of the things is too, they do push it to the students, but I think students still are under the misperception, as was I, that they're not accepted, and truly they're accepted as equal now.
So the,
SATs, that's okay.
so there's 2, this is what you're alluding to as a number of students that actually took the test, which is
One this year.
very surprising.
Instead of that, all the others that expected to go to college took SATs.
But the one did pretty well, also for math.
They, it's out of 35, so they did well in reading. Their scores were
Well, state average.
above, but it depends what type of school you're looking to go to. If you're looking for a state college, that would be fine. If you're looking for anything above that, their composite score was very low. But again, for a state college, they would be pretty well on with a composite score of 24.
How we took the SAT.
Well, pretty much everybody else that wanted to go to college. So,
Right.
25.
yeah. And that's also, you have to consider, if you don't do well on your SATs your junior year, you can still take your ACTs your senior year. And that's something else we should be pushing with kids if they don't do well. Don't make them retake the SAT, take the ACT.
How did I do any SATs?
I don't have that report, we're doing that.
I couldn't give you a real good picture. I mean, what I've seen, one thing I know in the back of my mind is when I've looked at kids who take it a second time, they sometimes do worse, or they might, you know, like, taking it twice doesn't make you score more automatically. So it's like beating a dead horse, might as well try something different rather than taking the same test again, right?
Can you briefly tell me the difference between ACT and SAT?
The ACT is broken up so that you're taking all 4 academic areas, the science, the social, and math, and they have a separate writing piece. They also score this child on reading. So it's more of a broad focus, whereas if you take the SAT, you're taking math and English, basically, and it has a
writing.
writing component.
And writing.
But on the ACT, you don't have to take the writing component unless you choose. I think it's advantageous for kids to take it, to be perfectly honest, but it depends, you know, what they're looking to do with it too.
You can target your best subject,
Yes.
something you're really good at, you can do it.
It's also the ACT, and I know we were talking about this earlier, the ACT is written in a more simpler language, an everyday understandable language that it doesn't appear like it's trying to trick you. When you take the SATs frequently, it has like 2 answers that are very similar, and you really have to know the difference of your vocabulary, of structure, of grammar, and in looking at the 2 tests, there's no comparison of which one is more student-friendly.
How do we get that communicated to the students, and try to get more to take things like that?
Linda does go into all the classes. I actually sat in on her observation this year when she spoke about it. And I listened to her and she talked about it. She sent information home. Half the kids left their flyers on the desk when they got up and left. And it's really sad because when they do parent things, we don't get a lot of parents. But I do think we have to start getting it across that kids should be taking, I mean, at least both if you don't score well the first time. Instead of, like she said, doing more of the same, because most students do much better. And for students who have a disability, you're almost guaranteed test mods on the ACT. On the SAT, no one gets test mods, even if you've had them your whole life. So that's something to
We
really
can start with the newsletter, give them some information, you know,
I
tell
know
them
that's
it's more student-friendly,
Right.
you know, make it sound good.
I mean, I've spoken to several junior parents this year already that you run into them and tell them from personal experience, because my son's school never recommended ACTs. But we read about it when he didn't do well, and then,
From my-
surprise.
I think we dig them both when we were in high school.
Yeah, but you used to have
Yeah,
to,
possibly too.
but they know.
You're encouraged to
But
go.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, right.
Yeah, but back then you're encouraged to flex water.
That's right, and every semester, Edwards, you went down and you took the test.
Okay.
Just one of the things we wanted to do a correction under Erica Rowe, is, okay, you have this resolution, correct? Okay, it's just the financial amount was not put on properly. We do have maternity leave and a sick leave, they're both under the special ed area. So we currently are looking to hire a long-term sub in the area of special ed. If we get a qualified person, we hope to keep them to do both of the bills. Transportation, we'll get into, Clifton Fine is not able to use their bus garage to do their bus inspections. They've asked if they could come over when DOT comes with their buses to do here. I see no reason, it's of no disadvantage to us to not allow them. Actually, it's an advantage to work together as much as we can.
They help us on what?
They have.
They help us on things, so we
Right.
send a favor.
And that's one of the districts, we have a very good rapport with homeless students. You know, we're meeting halfway, we're not driving all the way through. So I would highly recommend that we do allow them to use our garage, and it could be up to a couple of years.
What's wrong with their facility?
It doesn't pass the minimum qualifications. I can't tell you what it is, but they are redoing something. But they said it could take a couple of
Can
years.
they even park their buses in there?
Excuse me?
Can they even park their buses in there?
They can, oh yeah, but they can't use it to have it inspected. I don't know why. Tom, I don't know if you can help your.
Probably the lift.
Capacity of
Canton had to
inspecting.
replace one of their lifts.
Oh.
They just, you could not lift the buses anymore. I don't know, somebody comes and inspects them and says, hey, here you go, $40,000.
We had a special ed focus review, if you remember me telling you back in June. I say we fared very well. We got 3 areas that we have to give prompt attention to when the school year starts, and 37 areas that we were considered doing very well in. The 3 areas are all things that are manageable. Sherry White and I have met and discussed. And on opening day, we'll be taking care of 2 of the 3 with faculty. Some of the things came out of faculty stating that they didn't really understand special ed, they didn't know they had special ed students in their classes, they didn't know how to find out what their accommodations are. And as much as Sherry and I want to bang our head on the table, because those things are discussed year after year after year, she has a new thing that she's going to do this year with the faculty. We also have come up, and you know, you hate to do this, but there's now going to be a sign-off sheet for all the special ed teachers after they go and meet with all of the teachers that have their students, and then all the regular ed teachers have to fill out a mandatory roster as well. People just can't say, I didn't know. We're past the point of giving out, you know, IEPs to every single teacher. Most of them left in sitting places. It wasn't exactly confidential. It was kind of scary. So everybody has log-ons with School Tool now and new data management. It'll click and tell you right away if the child is classified. So as soon as that red flag comes up, there's no reason for a teacher not to know if their child is classified. But we are going to try to improve the lines of communication and just hit on that, you know, with each student, with each case manager. Because it's not just the special ed teacher's job, it is regular ed as well. And the other one was under a progress monitoring thing, they had put into 5 different records, it's ongoing basis, which means they were monitoring throughout the year. Now they have to write, it'll be done every 3 months. It'll be done January, March, April. You can't just say ongoing. So if those are the 3 areas that you're hit on, you're very happy. Whenever you have any review, you know that they have to find things, and those are very manageable things that we can fix. So we were actually pleased. That's all I have.
Can I have a motion to enter executive session for matters leading to appointment of employment